Well, good morning. It's me, Coach Rosa, and Dexter. So, we only have a few minutes, but we thought we'd share with you a little bit about intermittent fasting. And I feel like I'm going to sneeze, guys. I'm sorry. All of a sudden, it just came out of my nose. Oh, do you want to get down? Okay. Just don't mind, just don't knock over the camera, Dexter. So we're going to someday put together a whole bunch of bloopers. It'll be fun. Usually they involve Dexter. You might jump back up here, so hopefully you won't knock over the camera. So let's talk about intermittent fasting. And it's been getting a lot of press, a lot of publicity lately, been around forever. I just saw a report by University of Florida that they also conducted a study on intermittent fasting and the results on individuals. And that's one of many. Hey, good morning, Stephen. Good thing I put my glasses on. Good to see you. So I want to say, hey, Kathleen, good to see you. Hi, Troy. Thanks for watching. So here's what I want to, first of all, put out there is this is not my area of expertise as far as fasting goes. I'll tell you, I'm the first one to tell you what I have a lot of experience in and what I've read a lot about. This is one of those things that I have experience in, but I certainly wouldn't call myself an expert in that field. There's a lot of variables. You know, you have to look at your current health. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining us. You have to look at probably the medications you're on as well, and you know what your body's needs are. So certainly, you know, do your research. Don't just jump into this. But I will say, listen to your body. One thing I am an expert about is that you have a brilliant subconscious mind, and we have a conscious mind. Good morning. And you can listen to yourself. You have to tune in and listen. Listen to your body. Listen to the signals it's giving you, because it will actually guide you, especially once you've started programming that core image internally in your subconscious mind. So if your self-image is, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I have more energy than I've ever had in my life, this is the direction I want to go in, this is who I am, and you instill that in your subconscious mind and you just focus on it and see it and you know, make it real in your mind, it will begin to guide you. Hey, Jody, good to see you. So it will then start to guide you. And that's what I always want you to start with. Because then if you're drawn to something, your subconscious mind is saying, well, let's look at more at this. This might be something that's in alignment with what you said you wanted. So the cool thing about intermittent fasting is it kind of mimics a lot of people's normal pattern of being. So I personally resonate with a form of intermittent fasting. And I've never been a breakfast person. So here's the interesting thing about being in weight loss and wellness is everyone says breakfast is the most important meal of the day. They've always said that. I grew up hearing that. And I also read a lot of books about natural health and learned a lot about, you know, eating a more organic kind of diet very early in life. And I am not perfect at that, and I'm probably not the best role model at it, but it's something I've always been interested in. And you know what I found is most of the things that people were eating for breakfast, if you compare it to natural health, it wasn't that healthy. So when they're saying breakfast is the most important meal of the day and somebody has a bowl of like cereal that isn't, maybe it's got sugar in it, a lot of sugar, and they're loading it with more sugar, that's not the best meal of the day. Pop-Tarts aren't the healthiest meal of the day. I mean, I never bought it. And I never believed breakfast was my best meal of the day. I love breakfast food. I just don't particularly like it in the morning for breakfast. So I personally didn't prefer to eat in the morning. I liked a cup of coffee, and I wouldn't get hungry until later towards noon. So 11 o'clock maybe, then I'd get hungry. And I'd have a snack, and then I'd be really hungry in the middle of the day. So between 11 and 3, I'd eat most of my food. And then dinner would be around, and I wouldn't be that hungry. And everybody would say, well, what's wrong? Well, I kind of ate something at 3 o'clock, and now I'm snacking. So I found when I started losing weight, when I lost that 30 pounds, and I've, you know, kind of that's the core of where I started Mind Over Platter. And it was a big part because I listened to my body, and I ate when I was hungry, and I stopped the moment I wasn't hungry. And that was a big change in my routine. But you know what else I noticed is I just wasn't hungry in the morning. And so I would wait until I was actually hungry, and it took a while. Excuse me. And now I later learned about intermittent fasting years ago, and I realized I was naturally doing it. And when I had my private practice and my clients would come to me and say, I don't like breakfast, I'd say, well, have a protein drink. And they would go, can I do that? I'm like, sure. Or have breakfast at 11 o'clock. Who says you have to have it at 8 a.m.? And everyone's been kind of brainwashed. I have I'm reading. This is so good. Good, Jody. I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing it. You look so good. You look great. And congratulations. I mean, so many cool things going on. So I do like intermittent fasting. I'm not a diehard. Hey, Dan, good to see you. So what it basically means is you're going major episodes of time without eating. So the bottom line is you're going, there's a gap between when you stopped eating and when you started eating. And also, if you go back, I mean, we're talking way back in the 80s, guys, because I've been reading about this stuff for very long. Fit for Life. I mean, Fit for Life was a great example. Hey, Polly, good to see you, honey. I love you. Fit for Life was a great example. Talking about oldie but a goodie. And I want to say the Diamonds. I might be wrong at the last name. But they talked about breakfast was breaking a fast. You don't have breakfast, because they don't call it breakfast for no reason. It's breaking a fast. You're supposed to fast throughout the night, and then you break it with this light meal. And they would do something very light, like fruit. They would only have fruit in the morning, which technically may not break the fast. Let's be honest. I don't have the details if I don't know what technically breaks a fast. But I'm guessing, a handful of grapes may not be enough to really, the calorie load may not be enough to take you out of the benefits of intermittent fasting. So the cool thing is, I would say something as simple as you're going to take the bulk of your intake of food between an 8-hour gap of time. And then the rest of the time is the fast. And it's really up to you when that happens. It depends on your time clock. I am a morning person, but I'm not a hungry morning person. So right now I haven't eaten since, probably 3:30, 4 o'clock yesterday. I did have to tell you, when my husband came home, he made something to eat, and I took a bite out of something, which I don't care. I'm not a diehard. I did take a bite and just to taste it. That would have been it because I wasn't hungry for dinner. So 4 o'clock, let's say, was my last meal. Now we've already gone 12 hours because I slept through most of it. And now we're back up to, so we're at like 15 hours. It's easy to hit 16 hours. So you have to, if you want to play with this, if you do want to try it out, make it easy. So that if your last meal's at 6 o'clock p.m., then, you're going to sleep at 9 or 10 or 11, whatever time. I've usually chill out by 9 and watch TV. Then next morning, 6 a.m., you had 12 unders under your belt. You go till 9, you get 15 hours. That's a fast. That's all it is. There are a lot of health benefits. There's a lot of studies around it, so I do think it's quite interesting to look at. I wouldn't completely dismiss it, and I wouldn't be all or nothing. All or nothing will drive you crazy. Please don't do that. So just play around with gaps of time without food. Now again, take your health into consideration. I'm not telling you to do this if you specifically have to have something to eat at certain times for certain reasons. This is healthy people, no problems. You're looking at different things to try. You're kind of stuck in a rut for weight loss. This will usually help kick you out of it. And I've talked about it with my weight loss group extensively. I'm just giving you a little quick blurb about it, which means I got to get out of here. Guys, I hope you like this. Share it. I hope it's helpful. Like my page, Mind Over Platter. And I am wrapping up a promotion I did on my website really quickly, just so you know, it's coming to an end. So the mindoverplatter.com, I have a virtual weight loss program. I did a $1 trial. I'm not doing that again. That's a really good opportunity for people to see what I do. So the first month is $1. and it's really not expensive to begin with. But I'm wrapping it up for spring, so if anyone's interested, now's the time to check it out, because once it's gone, I'm not going to do it again. So have a great day. I love you guys, and I hope you give me some feedback, give me some comments of what you think about intermittent fasting.